Talk. I'm Pixie.
I'm Parison.
And I'm Snake.
And we live!
Apparently.
And we live together, or at least for the moment.
Or at least 2/3 of us do.
It's actually super weird being able to see everybody as they're talking and know when they're going to talk.
We are all actually physically occupying the same space.
Well, we can't do that because we're, 3 separate bodies. And
Nope. We just telefragged each other, and now it's just a pile of
We're
gore.
all physically occupying the same room.
Okay.
You pedantic asses.
Well, what do you want? You hired us on. It's your own damn fault.
Right.
I'm sitting on a ball.
So, let's see. Things we've been doing. Happy New Year, first of all. I suppose that goes without saying.
It's 2014!
Little noisemaker.
By recording this podcast now, we ensure that we can't go the entirety of 2014 without doing a podcast. Though the late 2013 got sketchy there.
Unfortunately.
Well, to be fair, we were very busy. I graduated.
Yay.
I have a degree now. I have an expensive piece of paper coming to me in the mail soon.
She is a BA now.
It's true. I am a degree-having person. All right. I also moved,
Very far away.
to a whole new state. So we are coming at you pre-recorded from the lovely state of Ohio.
And that's not, she's not just suddenly saying good morning and that's a non sequitur. We're actually, it's like, that's a state in the United States.
Yeah.
You weren't familiar with that.
Indeed. For all of
Those of you who don't speak Japanese, Pyro is, I guess, making a pun.
Those who do speak Japanese...
Ohio!
Hey.
Or I assume it's morning for all people who are speaking Japanese when they're listening to this.
That is a very specific situation, so why not?
I'm sitting on a ball.
And he has a PC.
Yeah.
So, you who have used Macs forever are now the proud owner of a gaming PC.
The entire point of it was just so I could stop being shunned from all the gaming community. Because if you are a Mac person in the gaming world, you're basically the little boy that mom always makes you play with, but you never want to actually be around.
We're coming into the 8th console generation by getting the true 8th gen console. A computer.
Well, to be honest, the next-gen consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One, still have not put out any exclusive titles that have made me go, I need to have this. The only next-gen game that I really, really want right now is Watch Dogs. That's not coming out until spring, and as far as I'm aware, it's not exclusive to any console, so just get it on PC.
Yep.
When that one came out, they definitely were very big on the fact that it's on everything.
In fact, I believe it was running on PCs when they demoed it at E3.
Yeah, it definitely seems like something that's going to require a lot of processing power. But there's a question, though. What would it take for any of us to actually buy an Xbox One or a PS4? What's the exclusive title on that?
Like a game that I want.
I know, but what is the game that would sell it for you?
Maybe if BioWare does an exclusive, but I doubt that's going to happen.
Yeah, if BioWare was exclusive, then I would probably be stuck with an Xbone. Well, they would not. It is very unlikely that BioWare would do that.
Yeah, considering even Mass Effect ended up, coming out on all of the consoles eventually.
I think it only started as an exclusive in one, and then progressively got wider audience.
Yep.
My angle on that issue is a little weird. The thing that would get me to buy a console is not necessarily a particular game coming out for it, but them suddenly having a very indie-friendly development policy that allows, sideloading software and distribution of software outside either Sony or Microsoft pipelines.
Which will never happen.
Which will never happen.
I think the PS4 is being lauded as much more indie-friendly than the Xbox One, but you still would have to go through Sony.
Well, that's really the primary reason that I stick to PC.
Did anybody have, a game of 2013 that they desperately want to talk about, or...?
Man, what have I played last year?
It's hard to tell. Did play a few things at the very last minute before the year switched over.
I did not play The Last of Us. I did not play Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds.
Season 2, Episode 1 of The Walking Dead was phenomenal.
Indeed, we could do...
Heck, Season 1, Episode 1 of Wolf Among Us was also really good, but...
Yes, Pixie and I have come to the conclusion that Telltale games are just on the ball the whole way around, but they also want to make sure they can destroy you emotionally.
There is a fairly good possibility that Animal Crossing: A New Leaf is Nerd Talk's 2013 Game of the Year.
I did rather enjoy ACNL. I liked Pokemon X, but for some reason just wasn't putting as much time into it as I was other games. It's just like, this is nice for like 10 minutes at a time or something.
Having not played Pokemon since Silver, and then having gotten Y, sure seemed like a Pokemon game.
I think this is the best Pokemon game date, I will say that.
I like the 3D world and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's well done.
I haven't played one since Blue. You know, back when it was...
Friggin' hipster.
Yeah, back since it was just 3 colors and you had the number of Pokemon that was still in the low 3 digits.
My suspicion is that if you were to pick up a current gen Pokemon game, you would think, wow, this sure is Pokemon, alright.
Like, you know everything at the very beginning. Okay, get the starter, get the jerk rival that gets the better one. You have to get the crap Pokemon that you have to catch but you never use, and then...
That's actually a slightly interesting narrative change. Like, it's kind of in the weeds, but the rival dynamic is different in the current gen Pokemon games.
It's a lot more friendly. Like, you guys actually are supposed to be friends.
They just made it like a positive thing, where it used to be real adversarial before.
So before it was like, I'm so going to defeat you, and this time it's, I'm so going to defeat you.
Let's travel the world together. Like, nominally, you're in a party of 4 people who are traveling the world together.
And I say together in air quotes because it's like, you get together for cutscenes and
you
then
travel
disperse.
the world by yourself, and whenever they're needed, they show up.
You know, I can't deny, though, when you say 4 people, I just imagine 4 people trying to huddle around one DS, just trying to say, okay, you control the up stick, I control the down stick, you get A, B, and I'll get the X, and we'll switch around with the trigger buttons. Okay, you know, like that video of 5 people playing one guitar, like 4 people playing one DS.
Better use a Circle Pad Pro if you're going to do that.
There you go.
Yeah, and another thing they changed is you don't really need an excess of HM mules anymore. The only ones you actually need to navigate to the end of the game are Cut and Surf.
Of course.
Everything else is either to get at like hidden areas for items or for convenience with the case of Y.
That's always the biggest show.
So whereas like, you know, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum went kind of ridiculous where it's like you need Cut and Surf and Fly and Rock Smash and Strength and Whirlpool and Waterfall, and that's 7 right off the top of my head there. I'm sure there were others.
It's kind of funny looking at like Pokemon wikis because it
and
is
Flash. That was an 8th.
It's very distinct that generation had the HM list much longer than others.
See, I want to see them expand this even further, though. And what else can they do? They have to get further. Do you need like something to get you through a common day situation? You need a Pokemon with street smarts. You need one with financial smarts. You need someone that knows how to
Persuasion.
exactly.
Like I'm imagining Accountant Bulbasaur.
Exactly, but with the little visor on, just that's blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
With like 2 pens with vines. It's like I am
No,
really
it's like
good
a
at
calculator with one.
yeah.
And I want to see a Hypno with sunglasses on a cell phone trying to make deals or something. Seriously, why don't we have the real world Pokemon skills? I want to see the HPs for that.
Bulbasaur would make a very good business person if it could dexterously manipulate objects with a wide variety of vines.
Well, yes, for purposes, I played one of these. Shows you how old
noticed.
It shows you how old I am when it comes to these games.
So old that his teeth have abruptly fallen out.
It happens sometimes. What the heck is a chimchar chur chur chur? You're throwing out syllables now. I'll stop.
So yeah, Pokemon was okay. It's pretty good.
It's Pokemon. What more do you expect?
Tomb Raider was a 2013 game.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
It was okay. I'm looking forward to the next one, and as much as I know I will buy it, but it like didn't leave a strong impression on me. It was just like, yeah, that was a game. I liked it, I guess. I don't know that I would like it as much if it was the same game with, say, a male protagonist, to be honest.
Admittedly,
Just Lara herself sells the whole thing.
though, it is good to have a game that it feels much more like an actual surviving game, not one where you're just constantly having the elements of nature at you and you're just laughing back, ha ha ha, I can take any of this. And then you get Lara here, who's... some of the scenes were getting really rough. She is going through hell. Like, how'd you put it? What's the other title for this game?
Oh, Lara Croft's no good, very bad day.
Exactly. That's what the whole thing comes down to. Is Lara Croft having a really, really, really crappy day, and you just going through the rest of it here with her. I found that at least likable about it because you actually, while you're surviving this really crappy day.
The thing that spoke to me about Lara is that she is not a strong female character, in that she is invincible, but in that she persists, in that she has endurance. What makes Lara in this game appealing is not that she is untouchable, but rather that she gets knocked down and beaten on repeatedly, but keeps getting back up. And that she does what she has to do, with resignation, yes, but with resolve. There's one part where she, uses, a arrowhead and, a lighter she found off some dead guy, and is, using that to try and cauterize a wound, and it's just very rough, and she's very tough. In that, not in that she does not show weakness ever, but in that she persists anyway.
And then when you see that transition of just starting out from just a regular girl trying to go out and make her way in the world, to the very end, where you are climbing up a freaking mountain with just one axe, the wall's crumbling around on you, you're just jumping back and forth, and you're just thinking, holy crap, how'd I get over here? Mm-hmm. How did I start from a typical scientist schoolgirl to freaking Kratos climbing the mountain? I love those transitions from average to badass, and that really... you can see the slow transition, but it didn't happen suddenly.
Character progression.
Yay! I want more of that. That's what I want more of.
Based on the fact that remembering January is hard, and the recent things, I think Assassin's Creed Brotherhood might be on Pixie's list. Games for 2013.
I was trying so hard to finish it before 2013 ended, because I'm super behind on the Assassin's Creed franchise. It did not happen, so I guess I'm going to keep playing that. I'm hoping to finish it this month.
You're ahead of me, I haven't even finished one!
Skip one,
okay.
Honestly, just skip it.
Okay.
I did.
I just can't get past the slow horse stuff.
I liked what, but I like Mass Effect 1, so my judgment's not to be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, Assassin's Creed 2 is not only better in my opinion, but it also contains more than enough exposition to fill you in on whatever you might have missed.
Huzzah!
Movies of 2013.
Frozen
was real good.
Frozen for the win.
Yes.
Let's see.
Though I did also like In a World.
Yes, there was that too. In a World, not what we were expecting, really.
Yeah.
It was... I thought it was just going to be a little thing about different voice actors in the community, but it's actually much more about the community itself and actually the people behind the scenes. My favorite part was whenever they were showing a lot of the people warming up their lips and their throat and all these little gestures, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Pixie turns over to me and says, "Is that really what it's like?" And I'm like, "Yep, you look exactly that stupid getting ready to do a voiceover." Because you have to do the vibrating lips thing. It looks like you're doing... like you're doing the little motorboat in the pool thing.
Sure, in a pool.
In a pool.
Let's
I'm
go
sticking with that.
We're keeping that's what you motorboat.
I'm keeping this PG, okay?
Never mind the swearing. We're keeping this PG.
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna swear.
I'm keeping this PG.
Fine.
Yeah, and you also said damn.
I
It was
did.
my own damn fault. No, you've been swearing more than any of us at this table,
Okay.
actually.
Breasts. You motorboat breasts.
In any case, what else we got in terms of movies?
Pacific Rim came out this year.
That was totally awesome.
It was a real good movie. I think if I was ranking it and Frozen would beat it, but Pacific Rim was pretty sweet.
It knew what it was. It wasn't trying to be anything more than a bunch of giant robots fighting a bunch of giant monsters with awesome graphics. It was... And it had a bulldog.
That's all it takes for a movie to win you over, is
Yes.
it has to have a bulldog in it.
More movies should have more bulldogs. I will go see more movies with bulldogs in them.
Is there a limit to this phenomenon? Can I just make a movie that is nothing... There's not a single pixel that is not dedicated to bulldogs
Exactly.
the entire runtime?
Bulldogs. A day in a life, I don't know.
Just like a Scrooge McDuck Gold Vault style, full of
So
bulldogs.
what this tells me is I need to
then just a security
locate
cam
the,
of it.
Animal Planet Dogs 101 episode that features bulldogs and just play that on a loop for you.
There you go. Put bulldogs in something. It makes it better. Put that on a t-shirt.
Alright, if you don't mind, I'd like to shift gears towards next year. Things we are looking forward to in 2014. I can think of one immediately. Assassin's Creed Liberation, the HD re-release, is coming out this month.
Yeah, I wanted to play that, but I didn't have a Vita.
And also, apparently, parts of it were broken anyway, so it's a good thing they fixed that.
Apparently it wasn't very good on Vita for mechanical reasons, like being buggy, but being interestingly written.
And this is the first one to feature a lady assassin.
Ooh.
So...
I guess... Well, some of the interesting narrative hook for it has been moved into the main series.
Yes.
The weird thing about Liberation is that
Other than the fact that it was exclusively on the Vita.
other than that,
Which is where, video games go to die, is just, we're only gonna release this as a portable. And then they go, games with female protagonists don't sell.
It's
Portable exclusive is not necessarily a terrible thing, because, like, some of the real big releases for 2013 were portable exclusives. Pokemon, Animal Crossing,
Yeah, but
Zelda.
those were, okay, with the exception of Zelda, those were always on portables. The idea of trying to move a hardcore AAA console title to a portable generally is a sign of bad faith, in my opinion, in my observation.
Yes, Zelda being portable kind of goes in with the fact that it's a retro Zelda.
Yeah.
Because it's a sequel to Link to the Past, and Link to the Past was a SNES game, which is a lot like a portable game in certain ways.
More to the point, the Zelda fans will just buy anything with the Zelda name on it, so...
Right, especially one that is nominally a sequel to one that is frequently cited as the favorite one.
Yes.
But yeah, the interesting thing about Liberation is that it wasn't told from the perspective of the assassins necessarily. The meta player character is some random shmup.
shmup.
Schmuck.
Shmup.
Shoot 'em up. Yeah, like the genre.
I was just thinking of like a schmuck muppet there, a shmup.
Okay, that works for me.
Muppet.
Just wagging their felt lips.
Hey ho, I hate you.
And they are playing a video game instead of using an animus. And that video game is a Abstergo Entertainment publication. So, like, the Templars are publishing these animus experiences that are doctored to be pro-Templar propaganda as mass entertainment media, and then you kind of see through the cracks in the game and see the history of the assassins not as well covered up as it should have been, because apparently Abstergo did a bad job of making this propaganda.
You had one job!
Stupid Templars. And I think that's... I guess I don't know enough about Black Flag to say for sure, but...
Reviews that I have been exposed to about it say that it's, again, not from the perspective of the assassins necessarily, but some pirate guy who just happened to kill an assassin and take his clothes and is just faffing about.
I gotta think the meta player character in 4 is still Desmond, but I know that it's not like a pure animus experience, like it's been doctored up in some way.
But I'm so far behind right now, I couldn't even begin to speculate.
And you're not that far behind, depending on, like, I might encourage you to play Revelations, but I don't think I'd encourage you to try 3. Like, maybe try 3 for 10 minutes on my Steam account if you're interested in it, but you are at most 1 to 0 games behind after Brotherhood. And
So,
Revelations.
so I've got that to play.
Well, let's see here. Other games coming out in 2014. We have
There's a new Halo, Spartan Assault.
Indeed.
For the 360 this month.
Yeah, several things we've got here aren't coming out for a while.
Don't know that I'm really even gonna bother.
I am looking forward to one of Starbound / Starforge. I'm not sure which one is the one that looks a lot like Terraria. One of those is a 3D game, and one of them looks like Terraria, and I'm looking forward to the Terraria one. Although the 3D one might be cool, also.
What about Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare?
I'm actually kind of interested in that. Like, I like
that comes out February 18th.
I am a pretty big fan of the original Plants vs. Zombies, and I've been playing Plants vs. Zombies 2 on my phone recently. And Plants vs. Zombies 2 is depressingly free to play. Like, it's real sad how warped the design of that game has been around microtransactions. Like, there's power-ups that basically let you win the game irrespective of everything you've been doing in the tower defense portion. Like, you spend coins, and if you spend enough coins, you win the level without putting a single plant down. And obviously, you can buy those coins with real money if you're so inclined. As the one redemptive thing I would say about it is that you can grind for those coins, in terms of pure gameplay. I have not put any money into the economy, and there have been a couple of situations where there's like the not main mechanic levels, like where it's giving you the plants on a timer or some weird thing that's not the primary strength of that game, where I've been like, okay, I'm going to go to level 1, and I'm going to grind level 1 3 or 4 times for coins, and then I'm going to spend those coins on power-ups in this weird, funky level to basically skip it because I don't want to play it. And it worked out. But the core mechanic of it's still pretty good. Like, Plants vs. Zombies is a fun game, and Plants vs. Zombies 2 has some of that in it. I don't know how that translates to a first-person shooter, but I'm certainly willing to try.
I think we're expecting another Wolf Among Us coming out in February.
Oh, yes, very much so. Pixie and Pixie introduced me to that one.
It was, there was a promotion a couple weeks ago where it was free over Xbox Live Gold.
I remember that specifically. So. You texted me up and said, buy this now. Go home, download it now.
Go download it.
Go download now. Go do it now. Now. You're quite insistent on that, and I can see why.
Mm-hmm. Well, I need to talk about it with somebody.
It's one of those moments you just...
Telltale Games is like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't think I was done twisting your feelings nipples hard enough.
Indeed, we have The Walking Dead Season 1, where they absolutely destroy you in so many different ways. Just when you think things are actually going well, nope, right in the face. And now they get to do it twice for us.
Because there's two different games that we're playing by them at the same time.
Because we love self-inflicted wounds, apparently. We will just keep playing them until we are absolutely destroyed and loving every minute of it. Yeah.
You can talk, you swear?
No, I don't swear. I can talk. I don't swear, I talk. Or something like that.
I'm not as thick as you drunk I am, officer.
Indeed. Looks like we have Dark Souls 2 coming out in March.
That will probably be a good thing for me to watch videos of on the internet.
Most likely. Fortunately, the big one I'm waiting for, Watch Dogs, doesn't come out until July.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while, I think.
And it might be postponed again.
It's true.
But I'm actually okay with that, because hopefully that means they're trying to fix any kinks with it now, other than trying to squeeze a penny out of people early. I will wait for a good game.
Oh boy, Hello Kitty Cruisers on the Wii U.
Finally! What, just me? Really? Darn it.
Once again,
It's no fun.
the Wii U's just not my market.
We're still a year shy of that Star Wars movie, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think that's 2015.
There are quite a lot of movies coming out, though. If you want to switch over to that real quick, I'll Pixie looks up for any other games. Oh yeah, they're going to come out with The Lego Movie. We've seen a trailer for that. It's just as dippy as it sounds.
It sounds like a blatant cash grab to me, but...
Yeah, really. It sounds like they've taken every single... From the looks of it, it's like they've taken every single...
Lego Hobbit game.
Oh, there you go.
Second quarter 2014.
How everything has its own Lego version. It's like they've taken every single one of those and slammed it into a
Well,
movie.
nothing with mature content.
Well,
so.
obviously.
The one thing I know about the Lego Hobbit game is that Giant Bomb happens to just rehost a bunch of trailers for like every game, just so that it's one place you can go see them all. But the title of the post that has the trailer for the Lego Hobbit game is Lego Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Looks like a very expected journey, which is it's probably going to be a Lego game. You know roughly how those go.
Yeah.
More or less.
Where, as usual, I buy it with the hopes that they fix the camera problems, and then they never do.
I like to dream too.
Wildstar, quarter 2.
Wildstar. Pixie played.
A little bit of the beta.
That's under NDA, so she can't say anything about it.
Yep.
It was a game.
There was a stress test. I was in it. That's all I can say.
What more do you need?
I'm looking forward to when it comes out, and I can talk about it.
I don't think I can help you with that one just yet.
Well, why aren't you a time-traveling wizard? Useless piece of...
Oh, that got very insulting very fast. Like, thanks a lot. I've almost way come over here. Let me just scorn you for not playing a game you didn't even know existed.
No, not for that. For not being a time-traveling wizard who can cause Wildstar to be out so we can talk about it.
September we get Destiny from Bungie.
Yes.
Bungie.
Okay.
They gave up on Halo, tried to someone else, now they're doing
Now they're doing this.
Halo 2.0. I don't know, that's unfair. I haven't seen it yet.
Sims 4 comes out, so there goes my life.
Have fun with that.
Destiny is not that hype about it. It might turn out to be something exciting, but I wish it weren't so multiplayer-focused. Like,
That's basically the heart of it, and to be fair, that was basically the heart of previous Bungie titles as well.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot out of the single-player narrative portions of Halo games, which I understand is not the core audience for those games, but it's what I liked.
Trying to see what the heck else.
I got movies, that's all I got. I can't know how much
Batman Arkham Origins is getting some DLC. Beyond that, don't really know.
Haven't played that one yet either.
It sure is a Batman game.
That's...
If you liked the other ones, then
Go nuts.
more of the same.
Why?
The Lego Movie video game.
Oh,
Why
good.
am I completely unsurprised?
Wow, this is getting out of hand,
This is
guys.
getting like so.
I'm waiting for them to come out with Lego the game, the movie, in real life, and it's just a box of Legos.
It's just a person.
I don't know. I'm waiting for them to actually do a movie tie-in with the actual Lego products, thinking that the movies came first. Because this is seriously getting out of hand.
We don't have concrete release dates for really anything else. So, you wanted to talk about films?
Well, this is more interesting to me. From Japan, Studio Ghibli, the last Hayao Miyazaki film is being made, The Wind Rises. The man's only made so many...
Being made? I thought that was already...
It's out in Japan.
Out in Japan, hasn't been released here until February. Rather big deal for all people that are Hayao Miyazaki fans, because this is his last one that he's directing. But the guy is really...
But the dude's really old. I think he's earned his retirement.
He got an Oscar for Spirited Away. He's made so many Pixar-level films. He's earned a rest. What else here? We have... Oh, goody. 300 Rise of the Empire. Where we have a typical-looking Spartan from the 300 universe in front of a pool of what appears to be blood, because...
The trailer for that gave, I don't remember her name, but the Leonidas' wife,
The one woman in 300?
The one
a lot of screen time, which is a good thing I can say about that trailer, I guess.
Is that, yeah. We have, Need for Speed with that one guy from Breaking Bad, whose name I forget. With Jesse from Breaking Bad, it looks like.
Wait, a Need for Speed movie?
Apparently.
Isn't that called The Fast and the Furious? Like people like those movies. There's like 5 of them.
And there it is.
There's like 6 of them.
There's 6 of them. There's many.
It's Need for Speed with Jesse from Breaking Bad. I know he has a real name, but he's Jesse from Breaking Bad. But yeah, that's apparently a thing. Need for Speed, the video game, is now a movie.
If you want to cast a Need for Speed, the video game movie, let me tell you who you get.
Oh.
You get Vin Diesel, you get the other people from Fast and Furious, and you make a Fast and Furious
Called
movie.
Fast and Furious 7.
Michelle Rodriguez?
Yes,
Yes.
she is in the Fast.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember her name. I'm bad at this.
I don't know.
Dwayne Johnson isn't in those movies, is he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you get Dwayne Johnson.
What else? We got another Muppet movie coming out. It's going to have Tina Fey in it, and Kermit with a mole on his face, or a bad guy that looks like Kermit with a mole on his face.
You say another. Has there been Muppet movies recently?
Yes.
Yes.
Just the Muppet movie made by,
Oh,
oh darn.
that did come out.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
That was the thing that existed.
Somebody participated in the cosplay contest at Gen Con like 2 years ago with a costume from that, right?
Indeed. I forget who it was who brought it back. It was the guy from How I Met Your Mother. Taller guy.
Neil Patrick Harris?
No. He was in the first one, but no, he wasn't the one who directed him. Oh, it's gonna bug me. Hang on.
So, man, Frozen was really cool.
Frozen
was really
pretty
cool.
sweet. Song of 2013.
Jason Segel.
Let it go.
Let it
That's
go.
right. Yes, Frozen. Okay,
We're definitely buying that.
I want to talk about that real quick because Frozen was... Disney has been recently trying to get back to their roots of the days of making their princess movies, but they've been trying to update them. Like, still keep from what they used to be, but getting them more to the
As
modern
like
age.
a more kid-friendly translation of old fairy tales, but they seem to be doing a much better job of updating them to be not so dang sexist.
Not so, Little Mermaid. Give up all of your talents and leave your family for this guy you just met one time. Or
Didn't actually meet Saw.
Saw. Didn't even know his name and didn't hear his voice or anything. He looked at you from hazy eyes one time, and that was it.
You thought he was pretty. So.
Yes. No, now they've got new ones like Princess and the Frog, Tangled, and now Frozen, which is currently one of my favorite Disney movies now because
Yeah, like, it is, like, Mulan levels of good.
Yes.
Like, I heard the hype, and I was like, I am skeptical of this, because if you look at the promotional materials, if you look at the poster, you've got this goofy comic relief character, and you don't see anything about any of the other characters. I understand that they have to have a goofy comic relief character, but thankfully, his screen time was very minimal.
He was pretty well deployed in the actual movie, just front and center on the posters.
yes, it was a little strange.
It's
But
just like, maybe put the freaking princesses on the front of your princess movie poster?
now I can sort of understand it because in my case, and this is just me personally, I get very spoiled very easily on movies. Like there's so many times where they show the entire movie in the trailer, in which case you realize, oh, well, why do we even need to bother going? I know what's going to happen. So in certain cases, I actually enjoy being able to go see a movie when it's not quite what I was expecting. Now, in this case...
The problem then is that you have an issue like Brave, where you go in expecting one thing and you get something else, and it's like you would have been fine with the something else if you had been, like, more upfront that that was what it was.
It's the oatmeal raisin cookie problem.
Yes.
Okay, yes, there is that.
Where oatmeal raisin cookies are fine when you want to eat them and they're there.
If you go out and get an oatmeal raisin cookie, it's okay. If you want a chocolate chip cookie...
And then you mistakenly pick up an oatmeal raisin cookie thinking that it's a chocolate chip cookie, you hate oatmeal raisin cookies!
Yes, well, in either case, I can kind of understand what they were trying for. I can understand why you'd be so upset
Personally,
about it.
my philosophy then has become lately, because the people who were in charge of scripting and making the movie not so much have control over the marketing division of how it is shown to the public, and therefore that controls how trailers get cut. And so, yeah, they tend to want to put, like, say, what they think will sell the movie forward. And so what I just do, basically, is if I've determined that I already want to see a movie, I'm just going to avoid all the promotional material.
There's that, too.
It's like, I know I'm going to go. The only thing that this promotional material can do is spoil me on it now.
Well, the strange thing was, I wasn't so sure if I was going to go see Frozen to begin with, because...
Yeah, that's where it becomes a bit of a problem.
Yes, but enough hype from people I actually trusted, like Movie Bob and such, told us it's Mulan levels. Like, you sir are throwing down a challenge, and I accept.
Mm-hmm.
I will call your
Believe
bluff.
the hype. See Frozen.
Yes, it is amazing. The music is phenomenal. The animation, the characters. It is an awesome movie, and everyone should see it. And it also has my favorite Disney song of all time in it now.
Magical Orgasms, the song.
On that lovely note, we also have the next Captain America movie coming out in March.
Winter Soldier? Yeah.
Winter Soldier. Captain America's
Captain America, Winter Soldier, coming out in spring.
Huh? Damn it, Steve! You organized this wrong! But yeah.
That works because...
Yes, Steve Rogers. Yeah. But yes, Captain America is my personal favorite.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Captain America is my personal favorite of the Avengers, because Chris Evans does an awesome job of portraying him, and I don't know, I love his entire backstory, and the fact that his entire character is that he's a good guy. That's just what he does.
Well, and also that he is completely out of place.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He is as old-fashioned as can be.
His sensibilities, certainly, but also that all of his friends, everybody he knew, is dead now.
Mm-hmm.
Or, aging ungracefully.
He's incredibly nice and incredibly chivalrous, but he's also incredibly... Well, he has this incredible...
Alone.
Yes, he has this great amount of...
He's a man lost in time.
Yes, he has this intense amount of sadness behind him. But also he has awesome fight scenes. So there's that. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So we're going to see...
Andrew Garfield?
Yes, again, in that crazy, crazy outfit. And we get Shocker this time, which I believe is being played by Jamie Foxx.
You get a whole bunch of villains, supposedly, according to that trailer.
Oh, goody. And we'll get some made-up ones this time.
Because we're seeing stuff like, we're seeing hints of Goblin, we're seeing hints of Doc Ock, we're seeing
So they're trying to do...
hints of Rhino, I think there are 5 villains in, that at least will get a cameo.
Sony's taken the rapid-fire approach. If we throw stuff at it, it'll eventually work, maybe.
Movie Bob at the Escapist hypothesized that perhaps they're doing the Avengers-style thing where they, try and build up to a bunch of villains teaming up instead of getting, a bunch of heroes, separate movies to team up.
Get the villains to team up on Spider-Man?
Yep.
On Spider. Okay. Do you really need a team... I mean, I like Spider-Man and all, but do you really need a giant team taking him down?
There's precedent for it in the comics, so...
Okay, true. True.
If not for the past 10 years of fragmentation between Marvel Pictures and Sony Pictures, Spider-Man would be the marquee character of the Marvel superhero roster, I feel, in terms of just publicity. I feel in Mindshare 10 years ago that was the case. Probably Iron Man is leading it up now. But I gotta just stop going to Sony Pictures Spider-Man movies. Not even necessarily because they're bad, just because I want Marvel Pictures to have that, and not Sony.
Yes.
It's okay if Sony keeps making them. I just want Marvel Pictures to be able to use Spider-Man.
Yes, I want to see Samuel.
Although it would be hilarious if they just used Spider-Woman in the Avengers instead.
That would just
Why
be
not?
awesome. Just go for it. I don't think that's... I'm not sure they could, but...
She's not actually related to Peter Parker in any way, so...
I would dig it, because if anyone could be able to try to take a character like that, then, well...
And it would be hilarious.
Yes, it would.
It's just like a giant middle finger to Sony.
It's like,
It would be brilliant.
okay, so...
Or just have Tobey Maguire standing in the background somewhere.
Just having Tobey Maguire hanging out.
Somewhere. Just like, not actually doing it, just have him hang out somewhere and cash in on the Zeitgeist memory of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
See,
Just
I would
have him have a
appreciate that.
cameo,
I would
like, sitting in a coffee shop somewhere.
Just having you sit in a coffee shop or looks over, sees Iron Man, just waves at him.
A shawarma shop.
There you
They're
go.
just at the end of Avengers, they're all eating shawarma with Tobey Maguire. For
Tobey
no,
Maguire,
he's
he's
just there.
He's either just sitting there as another patron, or maybe he's the one that serves it to them. Like, here you go.
That would be amazing.
That would be, like, so funny.
That's rather how it should have ended, esque though. Spider-Man showing up to talk to all the heroes at the end.
But am I late?
No, that's
Where are the
Batman.
bad guys?
Tobey Maguire.
Oh, yeah, because
Wink, nudge, because Sony owns Spider-Man.
No, it's just Tobey Maguire. Like, oh, thanks, Tobey Maguire. Don't even give him a name. Just have him be Tobey Maguire in his cameo.
Well, no, you wouldn't give him a name. You just have him have a cameo.
Exactly. Just have
That
him,
way it can be, like, nice and subtle.
don't even give him a line. Just have him there.
Yeah.
Just like say like he's gonna say something. He's not saying anything. What else? May 16th, we have another attempt at Godzilla with the other person from Breaking Bad, apparently according to this photo. So we have Heisenberg fighting off Godzilla, looks like. Bryan Cranston. He's gonna be Joe Brody. Love the description here. A giant radioactive monster called Godzilla appears to wreak destruction on mankind. That's it. That's all IMDb has. They summed it up.
It's a
mov-
Godzilla movie.
The
What do
movie
you
is
want?
named Godzilla. Here's how it works.
What do you want? It's,
It will probably eat a jet at
Exa-
some point.
Exactly, that's the hope. We have an animated Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return. We're having so many movies lately that are focused on the Wizard of Oz universe.
Thus far, they've been fairly good.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really crazy about Oz the Great and Powerful, but it was okay, it was good.
The bad thing I have to say about Oz the Great and Powerful is that it was a pro-Edison movie instead of a pro-Tesla movie. Just like, I'm disappointed with Thomas Edison making a resurgence in the zeitgeist. Because that was a good period there where everybody was like, Thomas Edison sucks and Tesla was cool. Mm-hmm. And then Oz the Great and Powerful switched that. And I'm like, hey, there was a period in history where Edison was popular and I'm not going back there. You can't take me back.
Historical
I'm
trolling.
not going, and you can't make me. What?
I love now we even have historic fan base now. Edison versus Tesla, depending on which version of history you like.
You're saying that, like, there's a fandom for actual historical figures and that amuses you?
Yes, I actually think it's really cool. Because if there's any way to get people to
Be interested in history is to sell it to them like how we sell other fandoms.
Exactly. I mean, seriously, why not? Have that.
If the people who are really into Doctor Who were, like, say, really into, like, the French Revolution.
Oh, yeah. Or heck, have that be the new way that you elect your mayors, your governors, and your presidents. Instead of having it,
have like people on Tumblr make gifs.
Exactly. Don't have campaigns. Have pre-releases. Have trailers and such for the. Don't call it an election. Call it a midnight release. How about that? Midnight release.
This is the worst idea.
Oh God, dude, this is awesome.
We need to make this movie, though.
We need to make this.
We need to make this into a video.
We need to make this a video somehow. How we have the game release of the new president. I think this is an awesome idea.
Brilliant.
Like, seriously, Washington, call me. This is a brilliant idea here.
Hello, this is Washington, D.C. speaking. Can we see Snape, please?
Yes. It's just the entire area just calls at once. There's not one
Is
person.
this Maleficent?
Yeah, we have.
Angelina Jolie.
Yes, Angelina Jolie as Maleficent. You know, I could dig that.
I was kind of... When I was watching that trailer, I was like, okay, this is a trailer for a remake of Snow White? But But then, I guess the Maleficent angle makes me more interested than if it was a pure remake of Snow White, which would be weird.
Maleficent is from Sleeping Beauty.
Or-
Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty is what I meant to say.
So it looks
Here's
like...
Pixie bringing the harsh Disney princess fact checking.
Yes, by the looks of it, it almost looks like they're trying to be a Wicked-esque thing.
Yeah, like trying
story.
to make Maleficent sympathetic. She's basically the devil.
She's one step short of the
She
devil.
turns herself into a dragon and just, like, messes with people for lulz.
She used her magic to curse a princess because she wasn't invited to a birthday party.
Was it a birthday party or baby shower?
Or just
I don't
something,
know.
to some sort of little party for a little girl, and she was so spiteful about that, she cursed her to sleep forever. That is dang evil. And she's...
So, let me give you a plot summary and you tell me which movie it is.
Okay.
There's this, young girl, and then there's this evil woman, and the evil woman causes the young girl to fall asleep for a long time, and then the girl is woken up by a kiss, and then they live happily ever after.
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. That's what that movie was about, right?
I believe the narrative of Snow White is that she actually temporarily died, like, in the sense of, like Romeo and Juliet style poison almost, but it was just like, yeah, she was dead, like, we had her, like, in a glass coffin, like, we were taking her to, like, a funeral procession, and then smooches happened and everything was fine.
But isn't that, like, the same plot of both of those movies?
There's some distinction, but, that's well. If you choose to be really deliberately vague about it, all of the Disney princess movies have the same plot.
Oh, yes.
Is
Fall in love, get guy, live happily ever after.
yeah.
Next.
So, like, if you choose to ignore the details, then yes, they're all the same movie.
Not really. Like, I feel...
Mulan is the same movie.
I don't think Mulan is really the same movie. For one, Mulan does not fall asleep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, she does when she gets injured, and then like not actually a prince, but like your stand-in prince character is all like, "Wah," and then stuff happens. So
and he discovers that he's still basically...
if you're going to be like deliberately an ass about being vague about it, then yeah, sure, every Disney movie's the same. But
I will
my-
take credit for being an ass with drawing those lines and finding the similarities between those two movies, but I don't think there's that close of a Manhattan distance between other Disney movies and those two.
so the whole structure is of like the whole reason Snow White, in a sense, is like a stranger danger thing. It's a situation where it's just like, oh yeah, this old lady gives you an apple. I'm just totally gonna eat it, not friggin' worry about it. Oh, I'm dead. And you know, as a result of jealousy of her looks, and just the whole thing takes place as Snow is teenager/young adult. The crux of what causes the events of Sleeping Beauty to be set into motion happens when Sleeping Beauty is an infant. Like, Aurora is a baby. All of the decisions happen around and about her. She's not a participant. It's, you know, parents/fairy godmothers, like, don't invite Maleficent, and therefore Maleficent, you know, chooses to punish them by proxy by cursing Aurora. That's, you know, there's really important distinctions to make here about how those different movies run. And the way that the villain is reacting to the Disney princess, I think, and their motivations are really important, especially if we're going to try and remake this in a more villain-sympathetic light.
So, when Aurora wakes up in Sleeping Beauty, has she had any life experiences?
Yes, because she gets to be like...
I have actually never seen Sleeping Beauty.
She gets to be like again, that nebulous teenager, young adult area.
Somewhere
And,
between 18 and 20-something.
They're probably teenage years. Remember, the Disney princess movies have historically had a tendency to be like, this is really sketchy because she's way too young, and, you know, therefore not capable of making such life decisions. Remember, Ariel in the Little Mermaid movie is 16.
Yeah.
Snow White is, I think, 14 or 15.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that I did not know.
Yeah, they're real young. Again, these are real old movies from, like, a long time ago.
Well, Disney's trying to fix that. Sort of.
So, yeah, the whole bit with Aurora being cursed or whatever is supposed to be as a result of her pricking her finger on a spinning needle. And so, yeah, she, like, gets to... There's a scene in the woods, even, where, like, she's, like, chilling with, like, woodland critters, like, while she's staying with the fairies, and like, dancing around and stuff. Yeah, no, so she get to, like, adultish age and then, like, perch her finger and then, like, blop.
Okay.
That's a sound of falling asleep, by the way. Blop. That's the sound I make every time I go to bed.
Well,
Okay.
no, because it's not like going to bed. She was poisoned and unconscious, not asleep. Passing out and falling asleep are not the same thing. This is how people get alcohol poisoning and die.
So do you usually go blop when you fall asleep then?
I'm not sure if this is trying to be a joke in which he calls me an alcoholic.
I'm sitting on a ball.
Some number of them.
Anyway.
So I feel like bringing up Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid is kind of similar seeming to me to those Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, kind of insofar as the princess character is the MacGuffin of the plot. Like, the thing that makes Mulan different to me is that
She actually does stuff.
the conflict comes from Mongol
Action she has
China,
taken, yeah.
and then she goes into the conflict. Whereas in Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, and Little Mermaid, the conflict is that the princess exists. And then there's this evil woman who is looking at the princess, and that's where the conflict comes from. So in Pocahontas, the conflict
Is an
comes
older,
from...
subjectively less attractive woman who feels, say, jealousy or spite towards this younger character for discernibly no reason.
Basically because the younger character exists.
Yeah.
And like in Pocahontas, there's the British and there's the imagination of gold. So like, whether the princess
Like,
comes
that
into the conflict or
that
is the conflict is a big
would be
difference.
there regardless of whether Pocahontas was in the movie at all.
Right.
Okay, we go down the Disney princess front for now.
Good, I think so.
Okay, what else we got? We got the X-Men, Days of Futures Past. Otherwise known as we are trying to fix so much continuity right now.
I don't know that there's a lot of fixing to do. I think there is continuity conflicts and ignoring them.
Yeah.
Well, it's basically
We're just moving forward.
X-Men Days of Future Past. Our continuity's so time
Travel.
travel.
That's the go-to fix-it for anything. Because right now we have so many movies that are conflicting with each other. Anything else interesting? How to Train Your Dragon 2. Not really sure why this had to exist because the first one seemed like it was self-contained.
Yeah, it was very it had closure. But we need to sell more toys, so
Okay, quick. I think we're trying to wrap down a little bit here, so let's do a quick rapid fire here. Transformers 4, Age of Extinction.
No.
Couldn't give a
Don't care less.
not if you paid me.
Not in the slightest. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Don't really care about that either.
In their quest to make it,
terribly interesting.
in their quest to make an even longer title. What else we got? The Guardians of the Galaxy on August 1st.
Kind of interested, maybe.
It's going to have a raccoon.
Or rocket raccoon.
A rocket raccoon. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, no, I'm into this. Let's do it. I'm game.
Looks like we have a rocket raccoon, some red beefy guy, a tree, and poison ivy.
The thing that I like about the Guardians of the Galaxy poster is that all of the other characters are much taller than Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like a badly composed photo because Rocket Raccoon is in the middle of it and like 1.5 feet tall.
Yes, and also the rocket raccoon is voiced by Bradley Cooper. So there's that. Also got Vin Diesel as the voice of one of the characters.
How they got this to Bradley Cooper? I would love to have heard this pitch. It's like, so, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
We know you're like a big film star. How would you like to be the voice of a character in a Marvel movie? Great.
Superhero.
Awesome.
You're gonna be a superhero.
Awesome.
You're gonna be a short, angry, English, heavily armed, anthropomorphic raccoon.
Who's been
Space Raccoon.
Who's been reading my Christmas list? That's what I imagine Bradley Cooper would say. I imagine he would be thrilled to be Rocket Raccoon. I think it would be an honor. We also got Zoe how do you pronounce her last name?
Saldana.
Okay, Ahura from the new Star, and also we got Karen. We got Amelia Pond from Doctor Who also here. So Guardians of the Galaxy. Looking forward to that. Expendables 3. Good God, they're making more. They're making another Expendables movie.
We don't care though, so we'll wrap
I
it.
think I saw the first one and it was not as impressive as it should have been.
I saw Scott Pilgrim instead.
Well, there you
That's
go.
a good choice.
Alright, what are we gonna be doing for next time? I guess we'll get back with adventures in Snake's first foray into PC gaming.
Woo.
Yes.
Get him to give us the deets on how you feel about that.
I'm expecting an onslaught of I told you so's from all of my gaming friends.
Oh, totally.
All of my friends are going to be hyping on this to no end. I'm like, oh yeah, enjoying your PC there, Mr. PC man, huh? Where is your Mac now? That is what I am expecting.
In the meantime, I'm Pixie.
I'm Pyrosim.
And I'm Snake.
And we'll catch you next time on Nerd Talk.
I'm still sitting on a ball.